Welcome back, guys. Let's start our new story. James Weston always took the last train home from work. The empty compartments, the rhythmic clatter of the wheels, and the dim glow of flickering lights created a strange comfort he had grown used to. But tonight, something felt different. As he stepped onto the train at 11:45 p.m., he noticed a single passenger seated at the far end of the car. A woman in a long tattered dress, her face obstructed by the shadow of her wide brimmed hat. James hesitated, an unease settling over him, but he brushed it off and took a seat across the aisle. The train jerked forward, the station's lights fading behind him. James glanced at the woman. She hadn't moved an inch. Her hands rested stiffly in her lap, her head slightly tilted downward. The air grew thick, the silence pressing in on him. He tried to ignore it, focusing on his phone, but the screen flickered, then went dark. His reflections on the window seemed off. His own face looked pale, distorted. Then, out of the corner of his eyes, he saw her move. She turned her head ever slowly towards him. James froze. The woman's face was still hidden, but he could feel her gaze heavy, hollow, unnatural. He swallowed hard, shifting in his seat, pretending not to notice. Then a whisper, low, barely audible, but clear enough to send a shiver down his spine. It wasn't English. The words were guttural, distant, as if spoken from another time. His heart pounded. He glanced around. The train was empty save for her. Then she moved again. This time her head tilted in his direction, her head slipping slightly, revealing a glimpse of her face beneath. Her skin was grey, sunken, stretched tight over her high cheekbones. Her lips were cracked, her eyes hollow, black voids staring right at him. James shot to his feet. The train doors were still locked. The next stop, miles away. He fumbled for the emergency brake, but his finger passed right through it. The whispering grew louder, swirling around him like a cold wind. Then she stood up. James stumbled backward, his breath ragged. The woman glided toward him, her footsteps soundless. The air turned icy, his breath visible in his ghostly puffs. The train lights flickered violently, and with each flash, she appeared closer. James bolted, sprinting through the compartments. Each door he passed slammed shut behind him. He reached the front of the train, pounding on the conductor's cabin. No answer. Then the train groaned, the wheels screeching as if resisting some unseen force. He turned. She was there, right in front of him. Her mouth stretched into an unnatural grin, revealing jagged, blackened teeth. Her voice was no longer a whisper. It was a chorus of scream, an echo of Saul's long last. The train shuddered. The world outside dissolved into darkness. The windows showed nothing but the endless void. Jem fell to his knees, the sound overwhelming. His mind spiraled, the air crushing him. Then silence. The train pulled into the final station. The conductor checked his watch, 12:45 a.m. He sighted stepping out of the cabin. The train was empty. The seats were untouched, except for one. A long tattered dress lay draped over the seat at the far end of the car. A wide brimmed hat rested behind it. The conductor shivered, hesitantly locking up the train for the night. James Weston was never seen again. But every night at exactly 11:45 p.m., a lone passenger boards the last train home, waiting, watching, and whispering. Please hit like and subscribe for more such a haunting stories and series, and don't forget to press the bell icon.